I'm on my way to meet Jasmine's mom and sister today, but I'm feeling a little nervous. Jasmine's mom is literally my age, maybe 1 or 2 years older, so.
Y Jasmine, ¿tú has pensado en la edad?
Él dice que es muy común parejas con diferencias de edad.
It's the first time Gino's meeting Jasmine's mum, and Jasmine's mum is far from impressed.
Mami, antes de que hagas la oración, I'm gonna tell my mom about your head. Incómodo quitándose el sombrero.
No sé, Jasmine.
So we join Gino and Jasmine in this episode on their way to visit Jasmine's mum and sister, and Gino is fully aware just how important this meeting is.
If I want to propose to Jasmine, I need to get Jasmine's mom's blessing tonight. You know, this can make or break our relationship.
But whether he's looking to impress her or not, there's one thing Gino refuses to do: take off his hat.
But my hat is almost kind of like surrogate hair. So I'm not really comfortable with it.
And within seconds of their awkward introduction, Jasmine's immediately keen to find out what her mum thinks.
¿Qué te parece?
So good to finally meet you.
Now, while she doesn't say anything to Gino's face just yet, in her one-to-one interview, she does admit that she's got some immediate concerns.
Mi primera impresión al ver a Gino, bueno, es obvio la diferencia de edad.
So, while her mum is in the kitchen doing some last-minute cooking, Jasmine, obviously very keen for validation, again asks, "What do you think of Gino?" And that's when the fun and games begin.
Lisa, así que, ¿qué te pareció Gino?
Jasmine, ¿por qué no tiene hijo a su edad?
Jasmine translates, giving Gino a very strict stare, making sure he knows, don't say anything about planning kids with me.
I just never, it just didn't happen for me.
And quite an important point here, keep in mind that Jasmine's mum is actually looking after and raising one of Jasmine's 2 children. So yeah, she does have every right to find out more about their plans for kids. And then she asks,
Jasmine, ¿tú has pensado en la edad?
What's quite interesting here, and I think we can all agree that Jasmine's mum has an authoritative and intimidating presence about her. But I find it really interesting how every time Jasmine's mum asks Jasmine a question, she translates it and gets Gino to answer.
My mom says that if we have thought about the age gap.
And that continues until Jasmine's mum just says, "Look, Jasmine, I'm not asking him, I'm asking you. What do you feel?"
¿Y tú? ¿Has pensado también?
And her response is really interesting.
Sí, mami. Aunque nos llevemos un par de años, es un hombre bueno y que me quiere.
Notice how she doesn't say she loves him, she says he's a nice man and he loves me. That's a very important distinction. Like, if someone were to ask you your thoughts about your potential future husband, you'd probably say, I love him very much, not he loves me very much. Either way, while all of this is going on, Gino begins to sense that Jasmine's mum might not actually like him.
I might not understand what she's saying, but clearly she has some concerns.
And as the food is being served, we can see how Gino gets visibly more and more nervous. Why? Well, as a religious lady, Jasmine's mum will say a prayer, and as a sign of respect, she'd expect Gino to take off his hat, which of course, he's not prepared to do.
Mami, antes de que hagas la oración, I'm gonna tell my mom about your head. Incómodo quitándose el sombrero para orar.
Gino's so nervous he can't make eye contact, and Jasmine's mum just looks disgusted.
No sé, Jasmine.
And while she's clearly not happy about it, she does sense that it's obviously a big deal to Gino. So she says to Jasmine, well, if you're okay with it, then I'll have to be too.
Si eres feliz así, okay.
The thing is, Gino just seems incapable of reading the room, and before long, he puts his foot in it yet again.
Excuse me. So did Jasmine have a lot of boyfriends when she was growing up?
No.
She's super strict, and she didn't let me have any boyfriend.
Vamos a ir cambiando ya el tema, por favor.
Unimpressed with his hat, unimpressed with his age, unimpressed with his topics of conversation. Things don't appear to be going too well for Gino. But remember, he still needs to ask Jasmine's mum for her permission to ask Jasmine to marry him. And after dinner, as the photo albums come out and a few more observations are made about the age difference, we can see that Gino just gets more and more nervous.
Segundo grado.
Oh my God, wow.
Look at me. 2001, baby.
So, holy cow. So
You were married by then, I think.
And he realises, well, it's been a few minutes since I last messed up, so I guess now's as good a time as any to ask what I came here for.
I wanted to ask something. I love Jasmine. I wanted to get your blessing before I propose to Jasmine.
And you can just see the absolute disappointment in Jasmine's mum's eyes. This is the look of, where did I go wrong? Was I too strict? Did I not love her enough? Before giving an answer, she asks Jasmine just one question, and I think this is very telling. She doesn't ask, do you love him? Do you want to spend the rest of your life with him? Does he make you happy? Does he treat you right? No. She asks,
Digo, es Jasmine. Entonces, quiere ir como para otro país.
Sí, mami.
and with that, she doesn't exactly give her blessing, but she does say, well, I see you've made up your mind. I'm not going to be able to stop you, am I? So, okay.
Bueno, si es tu decisión, Jasmine. Ya veo que estás tan decidida.
But it doesn't take a genius to see that she's far from comfortable or far from happy about it all. She's no doubt thinking to herself, I guess you expect me to look after your kids while you're over in the States then?
I feel so relieved now that I know that my mom approved my relationship with Gino.
And with that very muted blessing, if you can even call it that, Gino and Jasmine make their excuses, go back to their hotel, and the next morning we catch up with them and they're in a celebratory mood. And you know what they say about guys with good rhythm, they're also good between the sheets. Now we know why she's still with him.
Move it, baby. Do it. Woo! You know the name of the music. That's merengue.
Merengue?
Yes, merengue.
What's that?
Like killing ants. Kill the ants, baby.
Okay, wait.
Lose your body. Just feel
I'm trying to...
Baby, you're dancing like you have a stick on your ass. You're so terrible. And I like it.
So now that he's got the blessing that he was after, he's keen to propose. So he calls his brother to share his good news.
And so it just wouldn't feel right not sharing my proposal plans with him. I want to get his feedback about the whole idea.
Only problem is, just like Jasmine's mum, Gino's brother also has his concerns.
So, you guys are getting along good?
Yeah, we had some problems, a few arguments and stuff.
What kind of, were you arguing about?
I was texting my ex and stuff.
Oh,
and
that's a problem.
And even when Gino's brother finds out exactly what Gino was texting his ex, Gino reassures him and says, no, don't worry, we've had a good couple of days and I'm thinking of proposing.
You know, made up to each other and stuff, so the last couple of days have been pretty good. So I'm planning to propose to her, you know, real soon here.
Oh, man. I mean, you guys can't get along in paradise, you know. This is as good as it's gonna get.
Oh gosh, that's a worrying thought, isn't it? If this is as good as it's gonna get, then I hate to see what they're gonna be like 5 years down the line. What do you think? Is there any way that these two can last? Let's continue the conversation down in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, then you might also enjoy some of the other videos that are on screen now. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you on the next video.